Hello and welcome to this video where we'll be taking apart a Walmart car and turning it into a hobby style car. Now this is just a car that I got the other day. Look, it says try me on it. It's just a little plastic car I got for $39 at Walmart. I was looking at underneath it, and here's what you need to look for if it has two motors. So there's motors in the back here and there's motors in the front that kind of control the steering. This is important. Once you have three or more motors, it's going to get more complicated. Now you can have a bunch of screws and a fancy screwdriver like I do, but if you don't have an extended one, well, you can be in some trouble because you're going to need an extended one to get into some of those spots. So make sure you get a good one that works. Thanks to the power of editing, we opened it up and we have a motherboard here. So I can see that there's two cords going to the front engine, giving that one power, and then there's two cords going to the back motor, giving it that power source. So we also have, what's this? Oh, lighting. So we have some lighting up here, which I think we're going to utilize later. And then we have an antenna going up here. This is a pretty cheap one, so I don't think that's going to work for some long range. If you want to check the back here, look at this. This is the type of power it uses. It just solders through the other side of the motherboard. But if you want to shortcut this and you just want to make it something a little bit faster, you can attach this attachment here that allows you to plug in some batteries, and it just gives more speed to the motherboard. You see, this is 9.6 volt. That's not what you want to use. This can be too powerful, and if you're using the motherboard in these, it'll just explode it. So don't use anything like 9.6 volts or too high. You're gonna want to stick to something lower like this one here, which is 7.2 volts. So just keep in mind how much voltage you can put into it. Alright, so we're gonna look at this car here. I'm taking the motherboard out of this last project that I worked on. So there's the motherboard there. Oh, nice to see you, motherboard. And I'm going to be taking it out and using it for this new project. So here we are. I'm going to grab it and take it out. These attachments look like they're going to fit, but they actually don't. So I'm going to end up using the other attachment that I got from my other car. And this little blue tape one is for the lights, so I covered it up so I don't get mistaken. So I attached them red to red. Attach some batteries to it just so I can run some power through, and now I turned it on to see if it'll turn right and left. Look at that. So you see it turns right, it turns left, and when I turn left it turns right. I had to switch the cords, so make sure you don't do too big of a soldering job before you figure out which one works. So I attached them. I got the power source here, and now we're going to the back here. We have power adapters. I'm gonna reverse them just because I did that on the back, and now we're going to give it a test, and yeah, it does work. I didn't film that, but yeah, reversed was the right way for me. I'm upgrading the battery just to something a little bit thicker, and I think it's going to fit fine right here. Now to the lights. This is my favorite part, so we're just going to thread these and solder them on. We soldered on the lights. In this case, the red was the correct one to use, so when it came to electric, the red was the right one, so keep that in mind. Now turning on this controller, now I have full control of the lights. I can turn them on and off as I please. That's pretty cool. Put everything back together and we have ourselves a car. You may have had to destroy a few, but now we have this car. So watch some indoor tests and then we're going to take it outside. But this thing was so much faster. I think like before it was going around 4 kilometers. Now it's significantly more. This is me kind of testing out the maneuverability throughout my apartment, and yeah, this thing is fast. I have it on a lower speed right now because I have throttle control, but oh my goodness, it can just climb over things and it can drive on carpet. Depending on where you put the battery, you can do some spins and stuff with it. It's pretty fun. So after doing that test, I was able to reassemble everything and it's looking good. I kept the power source on the side here, considering the motherboard's always on. You want to be able to reach that. Finally, we're going to put some decals on. And I made a second one. That's how much I liked it. So I have two here. One of them is a Porsche GT3 and the other one is a Hellcat. And we can race them and drive them around. This one had less grippy tires, so I can do spins and stuff like that. So keep in mind, whatever you're looking for, if you're looking for something off-road, you're going to want to get some off-road tires. If you're looking for something that can slide around, you're going to want some second-gen tires or something like that that can just provide less grip. Now I know this video doesn't do quite justice, but it is really fast. Just looking at it go, um, it is probably going around 14 kilometers. It is pretty fast compared to what it was before. It can drive over snow. I am not worried about driving this in the snow because we've kind of sealed off all of those edges and the motherboard is secure. So as long as no water really drips in there, I think you're safe. Just don't drive it through any puddles. The decal stickers that I put on there, they're subtle, but they make a pretty big difference in my mind. I liked having something in the back just to kind of tell the center of it. Now, this is some thick snow and it got some ice underneath, so we might get caught here, but it's performing very well. Yeah, look at that. Just driving it around. There we go. Got a little stuck there, but you can usually back out of it, which is great. And this thing just looks awesome doing it. It's got quite a bit of power, and I'm really quite happy with it. And look at this. We're going uphill. Yep, we're going uphill with it. So we can tell the range is very good. That's farther than I probably would have ever driven it. And yeah, it can handle that no problem. This is driving on a sidewalk. Now the sidewalk is slanted, so this doesn't mean that it's not driving straight. Here's a little gap right there that I had to jump over. But even like I couldn't keep up with this thing. It was going so fast. Like even me running with it. So here we have it. We're going to drive off this jump here. Look at that. Oh, geez. So close. Almost made it. This is not an off-road car, but it definitely handled that well. Now enjoy this video of a Lamborghini being carried by a little RC truck.